Hello, all, and welcome to the Hill Turn podcast. As you can see, I have crawled out of 3 to 8 hours of wrestling, and we have made it here to this very point. You know, so we're gonna sit through it. We're gonna claw through it. We're gonna pull out the shovel. Like Roman said, John do, and like Carmelo.
I am disgusted, and I apologize.
I mean, I really, I wasn't expecting that, so I was like, you know what? On the this intentional. I was like, we just gonna fly by the seat of our pants.
No, honestly, let me hold on. Let me turn this off so we don't get in trouble for this from somebody. But look, man,
He was
I
like, "Hey
just
man, I'll be right there with you." And that's not look behind me. I'm like, "Oh shoot, I guess not."
the intro was playing. I was geeked about the intro, and I looked on my screen, and it was like, bro, you ain't been here in a minute. It was like I'm about to shut down. I was like, bro, please don't do this. And next thing you know, it just vanished. It just completely vanished from me. Actually, went to some I don't know. It went to overlays, and overlays just showed me a white screen, and I didn't press a single button. So what did Tupac say? That's just the way it is. That's
It's
what
just
Tupac
me
said.
against the world.
It's me against the world. Exactly.
You
Exactly.
said you said what did he say? So I just still that song I heard.
I feel like before we get to this, huge shout out to Justin. What's good, fellas? Of course, Justin working quadruple overtime today, going absolutely crazy over there at Circle of Debate at an amazing stream with the notorious Dom, my boys. Good to see you on there looking like a snack pack. Huge shout out to our brothers at Circle of Debate. Oh my bad, I didn't know if you was gonna throw something in there. I was like, I didn't want to like cut you off completely.
Oh no, I was saluting Day. He was like, "Dude, I need more than that. I know it's
Yeah,
just salutable,
rise,
but he
stand
said,
up.
yeah. He said, I know I drug you out of 8 hours of wrestling. Get out your seat."
And that's
He's
the thing.
he's
They were on stream for those 8 hours of wrestling. They put in the work. So for our viewing pleasure, because I watch them at the radio station. I watch them at the radio station now. There was a guy at the radio station. I ain't gonna say his name, but one day I was walking past and I heard Michael Cole in the background. I was like, "You watch wrestling every day, brother?" I was like, "Yes, yes." And so one day I'm listening, I'm watching Circle. Not even one day, it was this morning. I was watching Circle of Debate on my phone, and he was like, "Bro, I swore I heard that voice before. It was the Notorious Dom." So I'm like, "You watch Circle of Debate?" He was like, "Nah, I just heard that voice. He sound like a cartoon character." And I'm like, "Which one?" He's like, "I don't know." I was like, it's got to be a cartoon, like a mid 2000s cartoon character. And we gonna find out. We gonna find out who you sound like, Notorious Dom. But
yeah,
look,
I low key kind of thought that too when I first heard his voice.
he do.
Like
He
it's in
sound.
a good way. It's like I could feel like if I was making a cartoon back then and I needed a good voice actor, I would have definitely, you know,
Um,
gave him a
look,
call because
look,
it's one of
Johnny
them
Test.
voices.
Yeah, Johnny Test is waiting for you. You ever watch Johnny Test? You hear
Yeah,
that noise
yeah.
in the background? Like,
Dude, I was
man,
thinking all of Johnny Bravo, just any character. I could go all cat,
look,
dog, cat. I forgot.
Cat Dog, man, Cat Dog is a banger, man. Cat Dog is an absolute banger. I love every minute
And
of it.
the other one when he was like, "Abda, abda, abda."
All the
Uh,
wild thornberries. That was
I'm not saying that's what he sounded like, but that's the one
look.
I use sometimes.
He was I mean, he wasn't a dog for real, but he was a dog, man. Even though that was the most boring show of all time, that show
It
was
was.
boring. I couldn't stand it. Like, Hey Arnold was boring until I was like 16, 17. Well, Hey Arnold was born as a kid. But huge shout out to Notorious Dom. I'm sorry. Acknowledge me. Just kidding. I ain't Devin Lee Crimes. You ain't never got to do that. You see, the sneak disses are coming from. You just got to read it between the lines. He read that somewhere. You just, I ain't, you. I
See,
know you don't
no,
see it, but I see it.
he just start you start to insert bull jive in between the lines. See that?
Bull jive in between the lines. We need a shirt like that. Bull jive in between the lines. We need a
Just
shirt.
right on line.
We need a shirt like that. I am a pretty animated kind of dude. I believe that. I definitely believe that. He said I might make a good Darkwing Duck. Look, ooh, you know what? I don't hate that. You know,
You know, I read that in his voice, and like that's why I want to. If I had the money, I would. I'd be trying to move forward with this.
But we need you as like a villain. You know, we need you as like a like not even a Disney villain.
Anti-hero.
Yeah, like an anti-hero. Either an anti-hero or like.
Yeah, you trying to limit him as a villain. Like when we trying to go the Loki route, we trying to get potential spinoff.
You know what's gonna sound awful? Like, but like, you know who I could. Okay, and I'm sorry, Notorious Dom, if you like completely disagree or if you don't care about this at all. You ever seen that movie on Disney Channel? What was it? I think it was called Get a Clue. When the guy goes in the pool and he's all blue.
I feel like I remember this, but I remember seeing it. I don't know. I feel like if this what you describe it, it's probably why I didn't want to keep watching.
Oh man, who was the dude from Malcolm in the Middle? Oh man, I think that was him. Get a Clue. No, it's not it. No, I don't think that's the one. Dang! What is it called? What is it called? It is a movie. It was a movie on Disney Channel, and it was a guy. He was all blue after jumping in a pool because he finessed these kids. I forgot what he finessed them from, but that is Notorious Dom all the way through.
I don't even know what to say, man.
I promise you.
I hope it's way more to this than that, because I don't know. I feel like I remember something like that, but my brain it try to help me out.
Big
try to
fat
filter out stuff.
liar. Big fat liar. There it goes. I'm gonna show you this. Is this?
No, yeah, I remember. No.
Yeah, I was like, I feel like this is gonna bring back at least some type of memory here. Like, I just feel like this would be perfect. Like Notorious Dom would just rock this dude. Like he could just play. I feel like I'll exert that guy, put in Notorious Dom, the big fat liar. He is gonna now. Obviously, look, you ain't gonna be finessing kids. Like, yeah, it ain't nothing like not finessing them like that kind of way. But like, think about it like Ed, Ed, and Eddie, or you could be like, or you could be a character on Ed and Eddie. That might be better. But you're like Eddie.
Hey, he said, "I'm gonna pass on this cast." Then I'm sorry.
Written by Dan Snicey. That I didn't know. Frankie Muniz. That's what it was. Frankie Muniz and Amanda Bynes. I forgot Amanda Bynes is in this movie. Okay, I'm sorry. We're supposed to be talking about wrestling. I'm done. Okay.
Well, no, I was like, what's I'm looking at? What it was written by? I'm like,
like Dash Dynasty. That makes sense now. It was like it all makes sense. But I didn't see feet in it, so I guess it wasn't too bad.
Man. Hold on, let's see. Now that's what we could work with, or I could be the new Punisher. Look at that. I can see it. I can see it now. Who needs Daredevil? And shout out to dang, I feel really terrible, but the guy that played the Punisher right now. But once his time is up, no, that right there sounds very interesting. I'll bulk up. I'll try to be Luke Cage so I can be on the screen with him.
Really?
You. I don't know. You could be Mr. Terrific. You ain't see the movie yet, but you could be a really good Mr. Terrific, man. I can see it. That's insane.
Look, honestly, I didn't see a lot of I seen half. I couldn't get through most of the Amazing Spider-Man movies without, either sleeping or throwing up. So I don't know if I could play Jamie Foxx's character well, but I want to make it work. Or it could be Blade, but in Deadpool or in the Deadpool and Wolverine movie, not like actual Blade. He's like just old man Blade.
He said, I don't want to do too much.
Shout out to C Fluid. Ooh, C Fluid with the sick name. Evening, gentlemen. You better have a mean crossover with that name, brother. You better have a mean crossover with that name and that logo. Meet us in the basketball court, East Chicago. He's like, go meet us in East Chicago.
Hey, you can be him. My ankle's been through enough.
My ankle's been through enough.
I'm humble enough to say I've had enough.
Look, hell yeah, Devin LFG. Look, I see it. I see. We see the vision. We see the vision here.
We're talking spinoffs.
One thing that we did see, one thing that we definitely saw, well, not even one thing, 3 things that we saw was a whole lot of wrestling shows. Saw 3 wrestling shows today, and honestly, I can't complain. I ain't gonna complain at all. Had a whole lot of fun, even though had some. I can complain a lot, with what happened during the EEW All In, but it wasn't because of AEW or Tony Khan. It was just personally. But honestly, NXT Great American Bash, I didn't really have too much stake in it. I felt like it was pretty predictable, with the exception of Ricky Saints and All Ego Ethan Page. But
Ego.
at the end of the day, I forgot what I was thinking about with that. What move were you spamming me with All Ego with Ethan Page?
Oh, was that drop kick or something?
It was a
It was
drop.
like
It was
like
something.
a kick or something. Oh yeah, it was like a big boot.
Big boot. That's what it was.
Like you just
it
be
was like
standing there and I just blink.
Ego. Like now when you
Would've
say
been
that,
trash.
I don't even think of Ethan Page the person anymore. I just think of me just getting boot kicked in the face repeatedly. Now, so now every time you say that, I just think of a butt kicking. I just think of me just getting destroyed.
Yeah, man.
Which it is what it is.
This man, I gotta try everything I did. All the cheating he does. Somehow he did all this complaining, but somehow he still snuck a win out of that.
Snuck a win. You know what? That's great. I did. I didn't even deserve that. I didn't deserve that win. I could go out and say I didn't deserve that win. Honestly. The other one, okay, I did. But this one I didn't deserve. Disney Plus needs to see the vision. We could get paid. Well, you and Devin can get paid. Y'all gotta set it up.
Hey, we bring you in on this too. Like I said, we're gonna work out something where you play somebody. You know, we can see the vision, you know.
It's gonna be Idris Elba, but it's just me with just a horrible accent.
I can't even say his name. Idris Elba we got at home.
Idris Elba, yeah. Idris Elba couldn't make it. It's Idris Elbow. I'm sorry. It's all
Idris Elba.
I'm sorry. Which show was your favorite? You know what? Usually we're usually sour. Yeah, we're usually sour on AEW here. I really liked AEW All In, and I want to say that was my favorite for today. Devin, yours?
I would say it was All In, but it was just like 2 matches that made it for me. But that's just going to show you how much like of night of. Hey, look. I don't know, like some people in front of me. I'm like, hey, you simmer down. But that's just for me, you know, looking at like what I had to watch after that with Saturday Night's Main Event, where I'm like, all right, it's just to me just a big house show with Goldberg's last match and NXT Great American Bash. There was a moment when I'm watching All In and I'm like, dang, look at this like tag team match going on. Then I look at Great American Bash and they just sitting at a table talking. I'm like, this could have been on Tuesday.
Yeah.
You know, so that's where I'm like, all right, you know, I'm leaning towards AEW today. You know, don't get used to it. But I'm over here like they're right next to me. But
I mean, you got to.
I say they did what they had to do today.
Yeah, yeah, and
shout out to Athena.
Even more. But before we even get to AEW, the Great American Bash took place. You know, I like going NXT, AEW, WWE. I like that sandwich.
Hey, why he got to do it like that? He said, I like to go in order. You jerk.
I just like the sandwich. I just like the and then you know, I don't want to go into the burger. You know what? I'm gonna just eat the patty first, and then I'll just leave the buns over here on the side. Like, let's eat the burger together. You feel me?
Man, I hate eating burgers.
I sound like you. I sound like you. I was like, this
yeah,
is
that dude's like something I would
say. It's what get it off me, get it off me. He's like
he over there with his analogies, man.
I was like, man, I don't know what I'm doing. It's past my bedtime. That's what's wrong. That's what's happening. But
I'm starting to make sense.
That's I don't even want to do the show anymore.
I'm done.
That was awesome. Oh my god. We're gonna be. See, we talk about, man, we're gonna be up all night doing this, and then we just be clowning for like 30 minutes, like just be going off.
I know it'd be making me mad. I feel like, say, man, I'm part of the problem.
I'm part of the problem. No, that's our problem. This is a group effort. This is a group effort here, and we're gonna blame C Fluid and Don Foxhill as well. Don, I call him by his government. But outside of that, since we're having so much fun here, and we haven't done this in a minute, so thank you guys for joining. Love and appreciate you guys. Javon Evans took on Jasper Troy. Just that name, man, Jasper Troy. You got to get a name change, brother. Devin, even though Javon Evans got the win, your thoughts on the match, and are you sold on the Jasper Troy? Are you on the Jasper Troy train now? Choo-choo.
I'm not, but I feel like they really want me to, and it's not that I don't want to. It's just like they're presenting him in a way where like he's supposed to be this dominant monster just right out the gate. And I know sometimes you have to do that with some people, but I'm like, it's NXT. I could see if he was bringing him to the main roster with this type of energy, just can we like rack him up on some wins? Like, yeah, he won the LFG, that's cool, but I don't know. He had to sneak attack Obafemi before his match with him, and he lost. And then he can't even beat Javon Evans. So I'm supposed to be like, oh yeah, look at this dude. I'm not. So let him rack up some wins or something. Let him go through a tournament or something. Well, I mean, he did that already, but let him build some momentum, and then I need to see him beat people. Because granted, he 0-2 right now.
Facts. I mean, yeah, that's a great point. 0-2 right now, and on top of that, man, you are boring. You are just so like you can think of all the other big guys that we have out there. You're just a generic guy. Like, Obafemi, there was something spectacular about that man. He's hitting F10s, he's over here as soon as he does a powerful move, a pounce. Anything that he does, he has the slap on the chest, he's spitting in the air. This man's losing his mind. He has the accent. There's charisma there. We can go on about, hey, look, we can talk about him now because he was cleared of charges, and hell, I mean, even if he wasn't, we can still talk about him. Odyssey Jones. Was it Odyssey Jones? What's his last name? It's Odyssey Jones. Yeah, I was like, it is Odyssey. I'm sorry, I don't want to make it. I just want to disrespect the man.
So this is his name.
Odyssey Jones. I mean, we felt the same way about him. The only difference was, okay, you're generic. Let's just put you with a New Day to get you some character. Let's hope that rubs off on you. And right, exactly. Hey, you need a big guy, Big E. We're just gonna call you Big O. Get out there. But that's just how it was at that point. And there was we couldn't really get behind him. And then when we started getting behind him, he got released. And so when you see this whole thing fare out for Jasper Troy, first off, your name is disgusting. And you're doing everything that every other big man does. What makes you stand out? What makes you different? And I don't see it at all.
Stand out above the crowd, even if I got chains on. I really want a match on it. Okay, I'm done.
I was looking for the chains. I was like, what's the chains at? I was like,
yeah,
is it tucked?
I mean, yeah, I was going because I was doing a song and I was like, I might as well factor his default self into it. I don't know. He sounded like a Mortal Kombat character that I would play as. Jasper Troy.
Jasper Troy, the Lock. Yeah, no, nothing about him. I'm gonna quote Justin because I remember Justin was talking about Ricochet and he goes, Ricochet just isn't special. And I was just like, man, that's like a gut punch. Yeah, we're gonna give that gut punch to Jasper Troy. Jasper Troy just isn't special. I haven't seen nothing special about the man yet. Who I have seen something special in is Sol Ruka. Sol Ruka, of course, took on Izzy Dame. At first, I wasn't really an Izzy Dame fan, but maybe y'all
got the same name.
That's so. That don't make us look. I'm blessed with such great talent. That one Izzy just hogged it all. So it's difficult. It's impossible to find another talented Izzy out there. You feel me? It's kind of hard. But unfortunately, there's another one. There's another one out there. Oh wait, I'm sorry. There's a Izzy Adesanya too. He's actually pretty cool. But this one, Izzy Dame, amazing.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm a fan.
He dig himself down, then he had to dig back out. Like, it's so unnecessary. Like, he could have just stayed above ground, but no, I gotta go a low blow. I gotta go in the ground first.
Look, we gotta have fun here. We gotta have fun here. If this man can sit here, Ardeas is a loser and he's stupid and he should be ashamed of himself. We gotta see that at the end of the show. Like somebody gotta talk me up. Like I gotta get some type of help here. I'm sorry.
That's not even see. That's not even how it goes. That's just how you interpret it. I just be speaking facts. That'd be an overall review of the show.
That'd be an overall review of the show. That's the overall review of the show. Is he stupid and he should be ashamed of himself? He should never have a ticket.
What he said.
See, fluid, crazy. How Jake Paul's all women's boxing card outdrew WWE's Evolution. Yeah, and honestly, Jake Paul promoted. Jake Paul is I gotta give props to him. That man can promote. Not only can he promote, that man can also put on a solid show. I put him up there with Aiden Ross. I'm not really an Aiden Ross fan. You know, I don't really watch streamers. I watch their clips, but Jake Paul, Aiden Ross, in terms of boxing and putting on events, you got to give them some credit. They know how to put on a show. And unfortunately, I don't really think this evolution is going to. It's not going to feel the same way it did as the very, very first one. You know, unfortunately, the very, very first one, even though I thought the card was you know, like it was obviously this was a tide, you know, times were changing. Now you look at how everything is. Of course, there's a great amount of talent, but we've seen Rhea Ripley over and over again. You know, I feel like the women now are just oversaturated, oversaturated. We're and you know, overexposed, to say the least. Not saying that this isn't deserved, but I can see a lot of people saying, you know, well, we already have seen Rhea Ripley 20 million times on the Monday Night Raw. Her going through on an evolution against Io Sky for the 15th time is something we could possibly skip. Am I tweaking? You know, am I tweaking? Is this match card like not really as like is it not really sticking out?
No, I mean it's just like it's in a tough spot too, though. I mean it's just like I get your point because back the first one is it's obviously not gonna feel the same because it's like the stance is kind of not the same. Because look, the Great American Bash was main evented by women today, the tag team match. So I'm just saying like we've come a long way. Like you said, I'm definitely not saying like why we need a whole pay per view just for women. Ain't nothing wrong with it. It's just I wish they would have positioned it in a better position where it was kind of more isolated just a tad bit where you could have built towards it a bit better and kind of trying to shoehorn it and towards this inside this huge weekend of everything of your Saturday night's main event, Goldberg retire last match, all in like all that, and then you're also like, oh, we got Evolution Sunday. Like it's just it kind of needed to stand by its. There's no reason that could have easily been Saturday night main event and then Evolution. Great American Bash could have had this day some other day. No offense.
Yeah. No, that's all. That's all we're trying to say, I think. And when it's all said and done, like, and even going to see Fluid, truth be told, the first one wasn't booked that well either. Yeah, exactly. Also saying, respectfully speaking, I'm not that excited about it. Yeah, I think, no, I don't think any of us are excited about it. You know, I feel like it's the same old matches, like you said. There was a women's match that main evented. We've already seen the great work that women do main eventing on Raw, on SmackDown, on a couple of the PLEs throughout the year. You know, that's why when we get an Evolution and it's, Rhea Ripley taking on Io Sky and this, we're seeing, which necessarily isn't a bad thing. You know, I'm not saying that this is going to be a horrible match or any of the matches are going to be horrible, but I don't really care for a Tiffany Stratton, Trish Stratus. You know, I don't really care a lot for a JC Jane, Jordan Grace when you already know unless Jordan Grace is getting screwed, kind of already know what the outcome is. You know, it's just like, honestly, what is there to really be excited about, especially if you didn't really talk about it that much either? Like you said, there is no build to this. Oh, there's a women's pay-per-view. There's a women's PLE on Sunday. Don't forget. That's all we got. There is no, this storyline is so iconic. The first one I don't think was we got a Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch. What was that? Last Man Standing? If my memory serves me right. Which I thought that was the match of I thought that was the match of the match of the year. No, not match. I wouldn't go that far. But it's just match of the night. I was thinking I had to think of it. But it's like match of the night. But even then, like you had Nikki Bella fighting. I don't care about no Nikki Bella, Ronda Rousey. I don't care. It's like I don't care.
But look, unfortunately, we could have had Liv Morgan squashing Nikki Bella. But we'll say that for another day. So I just had to throw that out there.
No,
That
we
was
got
our first
saved.
little, that was our first little inkling of it. When
We got
Nikki Bella came
saved.
out talking about what she was gonna do, and
Nick,
her talking about this battle royal is insane.
Nikki Bella was gonna beat Liv Morgan, and I was gonna bring that here. I was actually gonna have that posted
I
on the
can't
wall
even see
somewhere.
you,
I was gonna have that posted on the
but I'm
wall
gonna look.
somewhere of Nikki Bella having Liv Morgan on the tortured rack and then having her pinned at the 3 count. I was gonna have that post plastered somewhere when it happened, but Liv Morgan, of course, injured herself and escaped
You
the
know
rack.
what?
Bella.
You know what? If it's one thing I know, it's called evolution. Like Tiffany Stratton said, it's called evolution for a reason. I ain't even gonna let this get to me today. Cause you know
I ain't
what?
even gonna let this get
You
to
can
me
say what you want, but we know what Lil Morgan is. We already know she a 2-time women's champion. We already know she a former Money in the Bank women's champion. Oh, say champion. We already know she in Hollywood. So we ain't got time for none of this stuff you be throwing out here. We already know Becky Lynch had to cheat to beat her, and that's how we got to this point today. Look what Lyra Valkyria gonna be. Becky Lynch had to cheat to beat her. It's kind of funny.
And do we care about that? Like, do we even care about that?
They trying. For me, out of that, I just want Lyra to be the one that get the most depth out of it in terms of either she gonna turn or be the more aggressive one. Because we done seen Bailey as a heel with damage control. Ain't nobody really trying to see that again. And Becky, I think she worked better as a heel in terms of trying to elevate somebody else, and that's what I think they should be trying to do. But at the same time, give Lyra her character just some more depth. Because when you look at them two, we familiar with them. She just the onion that ain't got no layers right now. I ain't trying
Yeah.
to say she's stink.
Nobody trying to care. Nobody really is care. I care a lot about Lyra Valkyria. I feel like you care about a lot about Lyra Valkyria too. It's just that, man, nobody really do. Exactly. We ain't got Pat McAfee to show his love and support for Lyra Valkyria. It's usually one of the loudest ones there.
Yeah, to say his name, man. Hopefully he ain't finna appear though.
But I was like, we can talk about him on a much, much later day as well. See, look at this, man. Look at this.
I got other things to do than be trying to catch a pen, when he should be trying to do his job and commentate this great sport. But no, he want to sit up here and throw pens in the air.
He's a busy man, and he's a busy man. We got to give him a whole lot of love for that too. Huge, busy dude. But even going into Izzy Dame and Sol Ruka, like I said, I'm a fan of Izzy Dame. She put in great work here in this match. Zarya speared Tatum Pasley out of her shoes. Absolutely disgusting. And Sol Ruka comes through with the win and a really, really dope finish. So I got zero problem. I got zero problem at all. You got zero problem? You got any problem with the Sol Ruka Izzy Dame match?
Ain't no problem.
It ain't no problem. Ain't no problem.
No, I didn't. And I was gonna say the key thing I saw too was that spear that she did. Because at first I was like thinking it was Brian Breaker for a minute. I was like, "Hey, what he doing?" Yeah, that's funny. I'm sorry. It ain't. It's just like I see him in the corner. I'm like, all right, this rest for somebody, man.
He's like he fighting his inner demons.
Pretty solid.
Pretty solid, honestly. I liked it. But I really, really was a huge fan of this Ricky Saints, Ethan Page, anything goes, falls count anywhere in match. I was surprised Ethan Page didn't go for the jaw, didn't go for the ankle, wasn't trying to just get my man's out the way. Shout out to Get Yo, just what's good, my homies. How you living, brother? How are you living? We are just pretty much going through, reviewing everything that what happened today. We're skimming through it too as well, mainly because a lot of us have work and things to do in the morning as well. Anything goes, falls count anywhere. Ricky Saints, Ethan Page and Ricky Saints were beating the brakes off of each other, and it was fun to watch. It was amazing. Unfortunately, Ethan Page was just ragdolling Ricky Saints to the point where even off the ramp, he threw him off, and Ricky Saints just plastered to a row of tables. Just absolutely disgusting. The match was pretty much a whole lot of fun. So Saints, I do think he will at some point in time either get the phone call or try to go for that NXT championship at some point. But Ethan Page, I don't mind him holding that title for much, much longer. Devin, before we get your thoughts real fast, I'm out for my B-Day weekend. I'm a drink away from being saucy. Man, happy birthday, brother. Happy birthday. Hope you're
Birthday.
safe. Hope you're safe and living the dream, man. And also, I hope to see you at the industrial strip. From me to you. Don't look that up, kids.
He tell you gonna say it and then say you one of them adults, huh? They'll tell you
You one
something
of
and
them
then say
adults.
don't look into it. Like
Don't
people
look
ain't gonna,
into
like
it.
curiosity just ain't a thing. You know?
Yeah, just don't look into it. But if you look into it, just meet me there. You know, it's just like that's all it is. It's like
See, man, and he wonder why the end of the show be like the way it is, man.
it is.
But
No.
but at the end of the Ricky, oh, I'm sorry, I ain't my fault.
No, I was just flashing that. I was
C
flashing
Fluid also with a happy birthday to my fault. They still doing fireworks behind me, dude. Like 4th of July was
I
a
heard
good
that
7
too.
days ago. Like I'm just like
I
it
was
sound
like,
like Cody Rhodes in my backyard, just like what?
I heard like one boom, and you was like, "There's fireworks." I'm like, well, I heard that too. I was like, what they blowing over there at your crib?
Somebody finishing their story.
Somebody exactly. Props to you all. Okay, Izzy with the chest out like Chris Brown. He said, "Get your."
Yeah, I was just saying, dude. He always come on here talking about me. He come on here with his shirt all open and stuff. But let me show some skin. Why you gotta? Why see? So that's what we doing now.
I was trying to look like Michael Jackson in that Earth song. I was trying to be on some trees with my shirt flowing. What about us? Whoo! Well, I'll be up there.
Hey man, I ain't trying to be funny, but my neighbor play that song. Like you just randomly be sitting there and all you hear is, do it dribble down.
Yo, Jordan used to play that. My little brother used to love out of all of Michael Jackson songs. I'm like, brother. I'm like, you got Smooth Criminal. You over here blasting the Earth song. I'm like, man, get out of here.
I mean, they got a message. It's just I can't get jiggy with it. Like
exactly, I can't get jiggy. What about us? Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, you know, I ain't playing that in the club.
And nobody playing that in the club. No, I hope not. I hope not. See,
DJ
Fluid,
dropped that Earth song.
That club is still open. You know, it is.
It's still open.
Just,
they playing Earth song right now.
They playing Earth song right now. It is open. Well, what time is it? 9:40, 9:48. Yeah, it's open, but it's not nothing. There ain't nothing crazy going on. That was just the one that came to my mind and one that was nearby. But I haven't been to the ones in Chi-Town.
The last one I've been to
because I just came back, of course, and I haven't gotten the time to explore, especially with the funds. So I don't know. I'll figure it out. But if it's for a birthday, I'll step out. Getting this Trick Williams on. I mean, did Trick Williams come out with the? Okay, Devin. 2 seconds. I'm sorry. I know he's supposed to be talking about wrestling. 2 seconds. Well, this might be even a to be continued. We might finish this another day. But Devin, do you have a problem with that Jacob Fatu Rikishi song that dropped?
I mean, what you want me to? You want me to go personally walk up to him and tell him what he's supposed to be saying? Because I mean, he ain't said it to my face.
Well, did you listen? Did you sing along to it? Did you like?
Yeah, I didn't know the words. It was my first time listening to it. You know, so I'm like, okay. Then I'm like, okay. You know, I look. Hey, it's numerous videos out there of him saying it. So I mean, not on a record, like on a record of a song. So I don't know. I can't tell people what to say. You know, he looked like he listened to E40 and I can't think of the other guy name I want to say, man. He made that one song. Dang. I don't put that on. That's my word. Oh, does anybody know what it's like? It's Keith the Sneak. Is that his name? Or am I wrong?
Forgot. Oh, man.
Jacob Fatu looks like he listens to them type of people, so I don't know. Maybe that's just the culture he was around. So I ain't endorsing, but I don't. I don't want to put me on the hot seat, man.
See, but that's the thing, though. I gotta make that seat 10 times hotter. I'm gonna make this seat 10 times hotter. So say, okay, it's cool, but like, say if that's like Grayson Waller making that song.
Well, see, I can't see what you mean, but
because if you get,
I guess it's unacceptable all around. Well, how about we just not use it? How about that? I flip the whole script on you and just say, what's the whole point of using it? You know?
I'll give you that. I think that's fair, but I don't have a problem with it because, like you said, it's just a background thing. And I honestly, look, Samoans, y'all dark enough. Look, you ever see that Family Guy picture where it's like the dude is like he has that card and it's like the dark meat? You know, that's how I see it. That's what it is.
Like,
What it is.
I'm like, in certain situations, you're gonna be, yeah.
You gotta be this dark to say that. You know, you gotta be this dark. But it's in all seriousness, like, look, man. At the end of the day, I really don't think it's that deep. I listened to the song. He said it. I ain't even flinch.
I downloaded it.
I seen Conor McGregor tweet it. Conor McGregor tweeted it. Said it multiple times. I didn't flinch, but I figured this man's career was over. I was like, I figured, you know what, you might be
He
done.
said, I heard Vince McMahon say it to my favorite superhero.
Oh yeah, I seen Vince McMahon say it to my superhero. While my goat, while my legend, while our legend and our Gary, Indiana queen was watching from afar. So it's like, you know,
I mean, I ain't trying to bring up these like moments and be like, well, they said it ain't nobody did nothing. I'm just saying this blasphemy all around. Like, just, you want to see some blasphemy, you ain't gotta look too far. Then 2 feet away from you, possibly. And no offense to whoever's 2 feet away from you, but I'm just telling the truth.
Yeah, I will. Yeah. So I just had to ask that question. I'm sorry because I
just had to stir the pot real quick. I'm sorry.
Well, yeah, I seen him trending, and I'm like, this ain't even that deep for this man to be even trending. You know, I'm like, it is not that deep whatsoever.
Well, like, if you don't like it, just don't listen to the song. Like, I
literally,
I could see to that point in life.
Yeah, Jennifer Lopez said it. You know, it's like Jennifer Lopez said it in the song. You know, it's just like, hey, it is what it is.
That's another story.
That's another story.
I'm just saying her another day. Yeah, I'm like, just her in general.
Look at that, Booker T's wife from some Gary. Yeah, the Gary, Indiana queen. Oh, hail King Booker. I heard her screaming that in the Sharks one day. I heard her screaming that in the Sharks.
This little man.
No, you're right. Shout out to Sharks, though. Shout out. They ain't paying us to say that, but shout out to Sharks. I wish. That lemon pepper. Devin, I'm sorry.
Lemon pepper, nice.
Lemon pepper's nice. I think I did cut you off in your Hangman Page, Ricky Saint comments.
I was like, Hangman Page. I'm like, when did he go in this? No, but either Page. No. I was just saying, I agree. I don't know how they're gonna get Ricky to the main roster because, like I said, I don't know. I don't know what his plan's gonna be now no more. Because at first he had this long plan of saying like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be at WrestleMania next year in New Orleans, but it's not gonna be in New Orleans no more. So, yeah, I say at least by, I don't know. You always look at Stand and Deliver as the time of people to graduate and move on to the main roster, but I feel like that's a little too far off for him.
Yeah,
maybe he'll be somebody need for Survivor Series, and that'll be a way to kind of like slowly soft way of putting them into the main roster.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe CM Punk's all like Ricky. Okay, I take that back. Saying that name in any type of distress is just not.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's insane. I can't believe this dude.
I'm sorry. As I said it, I'm like I'm talking about Ricky Saints, but I feel like I'm talking about the other Ricky.
Right, and you telling Ricky, see, I'm telling you, it's just
a zigzag.
It's a twisted turn to this. But even then, outside of the twists and turns, we did get a hard-hitting affair between Obafemi and Yoshiki Inamura. And honestly, hard-hitting affair. Both guys, they got some, what is it called, cement hands. I thought it was really, really hard-hitting, a hard-fought match. But that fall from Grace is just stiff. Like one of my favorite analogies, or what do they call them? One of my favorite sayings from yours is he looked like you threw him like a bag of ice. Yeah, it's like you threw him like a bag of ice. Every time he hits fall from Grace, it's just you don't move. The mat doesn't move. Your body just it's just dead weight. Just sits there stiff. And that's exactly how Obafemi does you, and it's a whole lot of fun to watch. Were you surprised or shocked in this match between Obafemi and Inamura?
I was not shocked at all. And the thing is, I like how they're trying to like position these, different contenders and make people, maybe hopefully down the line that they get another shot. We can go, you know what, maybe Miles Bourne could do it, maybe so while I go into these matches already kind of think Oba gonna win because I just don't see them being positioned to take the championship from him right now. But it does help down the line where you're like, you know what, he did kind of have that long hard hitting match with Oba though at a Great American Bash. So
Yeah.
I'm still not on the hype train with him, but like I said, this didn't hurt his effort into moving me onto it, but I'm just not there yet.
Yeah, like this is something like if Jasper Troy had that showing against Obafemi and he, kicked out on time, like we would be looking at Jasper Troy, just like we would be looking at Inamura. But I feel like we've always looked at Inamura like that, in and outside the tag team division. We know he could go. It's just a matter of what are you doing at that moment in time, how you are booked, and how do we care about you. I think
you do for me, baby.
And I'm sorry to go off on a tangent, but like I feel like Sheamus got out of that realm, got out of that sphere years ago, where it's like, yeah, we know you can wrestle, like we know you can entertain us, but what are you doing at that time? Are you busy out of that time? If you're not if you're not involved, and you're just, or if your gimmick isn't that hard hitting, Celtic warrior, and you're just going out there, Sheamus, fella, saying, doing your sayings, bro, kicking and leaving. We don't really care. There needs to be something behind you, and Inamura just needs something behind them, and that's all it is. And so, outside of that, we did get the tag team match between Jordynne Grace and Blake Monroe taking on Fatal Influence. Shouldn't be shocked with the tail ending of this match. However, we did see, of course, the TNA champion as well, which I thought was pretty cool in Masha Slamovich, which this back and forth, this partnership between TNA and WWE is just working more and more as this is going on. However, Blake Monroe, Jordynne Grace celebrated a whole lot after their dub. I wasn't really too hyped or even, impressed with this match all the way through. I just thought it was fun, and when Blake Monroe's on my screen, I'm not gonna complain. Devin, your thoughts?
I will second that, and say that this match was a solid win for like Blake Monroe coming into NXT. But the match itself, I thought it was, but I don't know. Me, I like to look down the road. I see somehow like Jordynne Grace and like Blake Monroe, like they're gonna be cool, and then Blake Monroe gonna be like, you know what, I ain't really all that cool with you because like I need to get places, so like I'm gonna turn on you. And
so I'm gonna turn on you.
I don't know. I'm already trying to put some type of seeds to make this interesting. Not saying that it's not, but it could take some. We can get some more layers in that onion. We use the onion reference again.
Yeah, ogres are like layers. No, onions. Oh, it is ogres are like onions. There you go. I said that last time. I did that a couple months ago on the heel turn. I was like, ogres are like layers, and I'm like, what? It was just like, wait, we gotta reverse. He's like, we gotta get it together. But let's move on. We're moving on this stride because we're finally at AEW All In, and of course, both were playing congruently. Both were playing together in All In and Great American Bash, but we had the Casino Gauntlet Battle Royal, of course. And a huge shout out to C Fluid as well. Wasn't feeling this match, and yeah, I'm not shocked at all. This match was like having McDonald's. Had so many times and not surprised. That's a fact. That's actually great. That's perfect.
Yeah, that explains a lot of stuff lately. Actually,
did you text that, Devin? Can you lift your phone up?
It's not something I would say, but I ain't say it though. I just, it was. I definitely agree.
All In was off the chain. C Fluid. What side of the fence you on? Pick a side. Pick a side. It's like pick a side. Like with that talk, it's like pick a side. But then actually, look, we are fluid on all sides. We love AEW. We love WWE.
Tribalistic.
Yeah. This is a tribalistic channel.
Well, he
Pick a
said,
side
"What
of
do
your
you
fire."
lie?"
He's like, "Here, pick a side of your fire." He's like, "I don't even work here." It's like, "I don't care." He's like, "Get him out of here. He's fired. Get him out of here." But look, outside of that, I'm having a little fun. But even with All In, I thought it was, look, like I said, we all came to the conclusion this was the pay-per-view / PLE of the day. And they treated it as such. I could care less about Big Justice and the Boom people. They can get out my face. They're kind of like what is the word? What is, I'm trying to think of like something that they're kind of like Travis Scott. They're like Travis Scott to me. When they show up, it's sure. But the faster you get off my TV, the better. That's all it is. But and shout out to C Fluid.
I'd rather see Jelly Roll.
I'd rather see, Jelly Roll, exactly. I could care less for Jelly Roll. But now I got no choice but to see him. Let me talk to Adam Pearce. Why? Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Hey, I want this singer to tag team with me. So even though I'm injury prone, it's gonna be a 2-on-1
Let me
match.
talk to Adam Silver, man. I got a problem with this call. Like, who am I?
Right, exactly. Oh my! I don't even want to get it. But to be honest, I love great wrestling, and that's true. That's a fact. Me and Devin are actually going to do something actually pretty cool outside of True Colors, which of course is coming soon. Might even think about doing that. Maybe we're gonna think about that. We're gonna think about doing something about that. We're gonna get that scheduled as well. But we're talking about reviewing because we had Get Yo just on here a couple weeks ago. And we were like, man, there is somebody that's already reviewing, watching old stuff and reviewing them. And just was like, man, it don't matter. You ain't copying nobody. You just doing what you want to do, and you're having fun doing it. You're just having a conversation. And honestly, I thought that was a whole lot of fun. Shout out to C Fluid. Previously, I had lost a bet with OPC from Circle of Debate and had to be called Jay Hendry for. Oh. It's you. Oh, okay.
One of the moments in a movie where it's like, oh,
this has been revealed. It's like, this makes so much sense. Now my eyes are open. This is like my awakening moment. That was
you
actually
said my third eye open.
And you know what's crazy? I do remember seeing C Fluid. I do remember seeing your name pop up before. I'm still happy to see you, brother. Still happy to see you because you are fun and entertaining to talk to as well. So we definitely love talking to you and having you on.
Hey, that was a great moment right there. Just reading it, I was just like, oh,
yeah. It was like I was Jay Hendry for a bit. Yeah, it was like that pause, that like 3-second pause. It was like, it's you. It was it's like on Scooby Doo. We took the mask. It was like, what? C Fluid. I would have gotten away with it too. If it wasn't for you AEW, it wasn't for you AEW people. But Men's Casino Gauntlet match, of course, a whole lot took place. MJF, of course, Mark Briscoe going back and forth, having so much disrespect, between the two. Just flare up in this match. Of course, Ricochet slid through. Bandito came out. Now, I want to say I'm going to tell you my favorite part. This is my favorite part of this whole thing. Was when Mystico came out. Everybody was, well, not even everybody. Maybe out of everybody in the audience, there was like 30% of them that were singing Mystico's music. And as they were singing it, Mystico's out there. He's trying to like boost them up, trying to enjoy him. And you just see MVP come out in the background. Man, stop all that lollygagging. Finish him off. Come on, MJ, what you doing? What you do? He just like, come on, like about to rip his head. So like, that's me playing video games. Like, you got to be the coach. It's like you got to coach your guys. And MJF
that's what I was saying in real life. I mean, like, I was sitting there thinking to myself, like, why is this music playing for so long? Like, I'm like, we already got this problem in WWE. Now y'all bringing it over here.
It was playing overly long.
If I wanted karaoke, I go down the street.
It played overly long. It was annoying. We did get Anthony Bowens.
My fault. As I said karaoke, I was like, shout out. We had karaoke that night. You see what I'm saying? There's a time and place for everything. Did we hijack All In? No. I just karaoke got a different special meaning to me now. After the karaoke with Kayla.
Hey, I'm sorry. I'm getting a call real fast. Is it okay if you can take over for like 2 seconds? Just about the men's gauntlet battle royal?
Oh, sure. I'm gonna be frank, honest with everybody, because I did watch it, but I'm gonna be honest with you. I ain't a big fan of AEW when they gauntlets. Because me personally, like I'll be honest, I went to a Royal Rumble this year, so it's gonna sound wild coming from me. But watching the AEW gauntlet, it be a ton of people coming in, and then they all stand there for a good hot 5 minutes. Oh, it's I'm trying to. There we go. They stand there for a good hot 5 minutes, and it's just a whole lot of stuff going on. And I don't know, I couldn't really follow along with the story personally of the gauntlet match. So um I'm gonna be honest with you, both the women and the men's gauntlet matches, I was struggling trying to keep back and forth, with obviously with Great American Bash on simultaneously. So me, that was a whole train wreck to me. But maybe I'm the only person that's screaming, the old man screaming in the crowds, hating on AEW. Because, like I said, All In was my favorite show of all the three shows today. But at the same time, that's really like saying the nicest guy in prison. So there's that. Um, I don't know why he left me with these two matches that the one match I really couldn't stand. So I'm gonna just go to Dustin Rhodes winning the TNT Championship after it's unfortunate that Adam Cole won't be able to compete due to him having health issues. So just to Adam Cole, hoping that he can recover and hopefully return to the ring when he's capable. And like I said, that news was unfortunate. And from that, Dustin Rhodes, he won the TNT Championship in a match with, I think it was a whole lot of people in that match. And hold on, shout out to Seafood, nicest guy in prison. That's pretty much how I looked at AEW All In today. Like, it's no offense to the show. I just usually they not my personal choice of flavor. But today, out of the midst of everything else, they was the only people I was gonna want to talk to in prison. So, but yeah, shout out to Dustin Rhodes. He won the TNT Championship. Um, I lost any type of affection for the TNT Championship after Wardlow and Powerhouse had the hot potato with. So they could do whatever they want to with that. And to hop to that women's gauntlet match, Athena won that match, and once again, I couldn't really tell you pinpoints of what happened in that match. It'd be too many people running in, at one point. One minute I'm seeing Ty Mello running in, then there's Megan Bain running in, and I get it. That's how the Royal Rumble was set up, for instance. But normally that show is normally just based around that. So not all these other death matches and other three-way tag team matches on top of that. So that's my issue. It'd be too many bodies on the card. So I feel very and I want to agree with C Fluid, and he said I guess Dustin had finished his story. And I felt the same way, when he was sitting there and the way they had the camera just on him, and he's like got tears about to come out his eyes, and they're like, Dustin, this is his first championship he's won in AEW. And I'm just like, man, this man been walking around with two belts in front of me on television, and I'm supposed to sit up here and be like, oh my god, shout out to Dustin. So I mean, like I said, the TNT championship is a championship. So I mean, at the end of the day, give respect where it's due. I just
My bad, my phone was ringing again.
oh, okay. But yeah, I will say I didn't really care for the spot they had with Kyle Fletcher when they all had to do the shattered dreams to him. Because for one, it took too long, and three, don't nobody in life deserve that. So, um, you see, there's moments like that that my little personal gripe with AEW. It'd be too much for too little. Um, I'm gonna jump to Mercedes Monet and Tony Storm because finally, Mercedes Monet has lost in front of me. And I'm glad that it was the timeless Tony Storm that did it because I feel like in terms of the roster, I mean, I wish it was somebody that could have taken that win and been elevated. I wish like a Megan Bain probably was at that point where maybe a win against her could have, elevated her to a next level. I'm not gonna reach for like a Sky Blue right now, but you see what I'm trying to say. Like, I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with Tony Storm winning. I just don't think she needed this. But hey, um, I thought they had a pretty good, solid, very long match. And Like I said, I don't think that Toni Storm needed this win, but there's nothing wrong with her winning this match because she's definitely got the credibility to be the one to beat Mercedes Moné. So there's that for the. I didn't know he was about to.
No, I was trying to slide it over. I just couldn't get it in. I just couldn't get it in. Couldn't get it in. My day just got even longer. But outside of that, what's it called? It looks like you skimmed through a decent amount. What matches did you go through?
Man, that's how I literally felt about these three because shoot, you got Saturday Night Main Event still around the corner. But no, I'm gonna be honest with you, because like them gauntlet matches ain't much to pull from them things. It be nothing but, as you just said, they had Mystico standing out there with his music playing. No, let somebody do that in the Royal Rumble, I'm gonna be mad. Because I'm like, it's already 30 other people that gotta come out here and you want to stand here and play this R&B music in front of me.
Yeah.
So and then with the women's as well, like I'm glad Athena won. I didn't expect that, but at the same time, I think she deserved that recognition on something. I know she Ring of Honor Women's Champion, but Tony Khan won't let you know that.
That's facts.
So that's the one plus side of that. But like I said, it's just the way AEW do it. They always have so much mayhem that it just all run together to me. Like I constantly see run-ins. I constantly see somebody trying to throw bleach down somebody's throat. I don't be caring. So when I see 8 gauntlet matches, I'm like, man, let's see who the last woman or man standing. Because I know it's gonna be a whole bunch of hoopla in the middle. So, but like I said, I'm fine with Athena winning.
I mean, I
honestly forgot who won for the men's.
Yeah, Athena won and MJF won. Yeah, MJF just won because MJF had to win.
See, that's what I'm saying. See, all right, you know what? That's fine, I guess.
MJF had to win. We're skipping, of course, the Young Bucks, Will Ospreay, and Swerve Strickland for obvious reasons. Long story short, Ospreay and Strickland won. Congratulations. Now they're the new EVPs and the Matt Nick. I don't know what I forgot what the stipulation was. I gave up. I gave up on it. But outside of all of it, all the tomfoolery, the Hurt Syndicate took on Jet Speed and the Patriarchy. And of course, the Hurt Syndicate beat Jet Speed and the Patriarchy. Toni Storm, Mercedes Moné. This match was just full of sexual innuendos, but Mercedes Moné.
I skimmed past that.
Really? Did you see the match?
I did, but I mean, I went past all the, because they already had done that stuff leading up to it. Yeah, I'm just saying I didn't bring up the, the sexual innuendos. But they were in there. No, you're wrong. You're right. I'm just saying. I ain't want people to think like Devin didn't say that. I feel like, look.
Yeah, Devin left out the important part. That's crazy because if you were just like, oh yeah, that match was all right, there was nothing crazy going on, and it's like, oh, let me watch this with my son. It's like, let me just watch this with my son real fast because Devin told me to. See, man, Devin tried to get us in trouble, man. Devin tried to get y'all in trouble. Go ahead, say suck it to your teacher. I don't care. Yeah, Triple H did it. Why can't you? That's Devin.
If I had to see it.
If I had to see it, but honestly, yeah, look, this match was just that's all it was. That's all it is. Huge shout out to Lauren, the GOAT. AL guys, how are you living, Lauren? We skimming through AEW All In. We're sliding to Saturday Night Main Event. Trust me, that ain't gonna take long. There's only one big thing that happened there that we're really gonna talk about. But outside of that, it's not really a whole lot going on with that PLE. But Mercedes Moné took her first loss in AEW. How long did it take you to get up off the floor when you were upset about Mercedes Moné losing? Were you like gutted?
I was actually happy. I was actually pretty, like satisfied because, like I said, I feel like Toni Storm didn't need to beat Mercedes Moné, but I mean, if I'm looking at the roster right now, I wish it was somebody that could have taken it and went somewhere with it. But if that's what they want me to have, then I'm gonna take it. I hate to sound so defeated, but that's where I am.
Yeah, that's where we're at. That's where we're at this moment. I'm happy Toni Storm got the win. I'm happy because we were rooting for Toni Storm, and now we get
rooting for you.
Yeah, we get Toni Storm versus Athena, and hopefully Toni Storm, because Toni Storm doesn't have to put over Mercedes Moné. Mercedes Moné she has too many belts. You know, she can do whatever she wants. Let Toni Storm lose to Athena and give Athena the run that she has been deserved of for the past 2 years. Lauren says, my boys are the new EVPs. Yes, Swever, Swever, and Ospreay. Look, and I love me some Swerve, love me some Ospreay. Happy, my girl Toni as well. Yeah, definitely a huge win for Toni.
Hey,
The
shout out to
momentum.
Will Ospreay. He made me want to play Assassin's Creed too. You know, at first I was like, man, here he go with this Assassin's Creed tie-in and stuff. But then, like, I start hearing that music that, I'm like, you know what?
Where
All
my
right.
controller at? Where my controller?
Yeah, I feel like, you know what? It might be that time again.
It might be that time again. Well, that's what a lot of people were saying. That's what a lot of wrestling fans were saying when they saw that Kenny Omega was taking on Kazuchika Okada for the 82nd time. Not sneak dissing it because honestly, it was a solid match. The only difference was they were just much older. They were out of the prime. You know, they're out of their prime right now. Kenny Omega's dealt with his health issues. Kazuchika Okada, I feel like this was the hardest we've ever seen him go in, in an AEW match. And you can see it as like it looked like he could barely lift his arms up at the end of the match. The man looked absolutely exhausted. And I loved it. I thought it was pretty cool. It had its slow moments, but all in all, really, 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 really cool match. Shout out to Kazuchika Okada. Devin, your thoughts?
I definitely agree. Where like I kind of was like, I'll be honest with you, leading up to it, I was like, I'm gonna go back and watch their previous matches so
Oh
I can get like
yes,
that. But now it's almost like we watching a movie from like the fourth one, and I'm like, how these characters get to this point? Now I want to go back, watch their prequels. I like to put my little Star Wars and uh, I like to put them references in. Cause like I said, it was a good match, but I'm like, I know it was like, I know this was a little bit, snappier back in the day. No offense, it's just everybody goes through that.
Everybody goes through, old age. It's like everybody goes through the old age. Lauren says love Swerve's interest, the homage to Bray. Yep, huge shout out to JoJo Offerman. Looked absolutely amazing out there, and of course she sings angelic. So just an absolute talent. It's
It
just
sounded
crazy
like
how
a CD, man.
it's crazy how WWE
It was
find these
crisp.
people. It's like JoJo Offerman. Oh, you want to leave? Okay, we got Renee. Oh, you want to leave? We got Samantha Irvin. It's just like it's just a lot of talented people that just come flying into the. Okay, Kathy Kelly, come on in here. Jackie Redmond, who does NHL hockey, who's an actual reporter, who's gonna give us some sort of realism. Come on in. Byron Saxton, okay, sure, you're our token. It's just like, oh, come on, brother. It's like, why not? Go over there with, it's like, go with you see Titus over there. It's like, you see, you see Titus over there. The one making all that noise over there.
You see,
John Moxley.
you want to commentate on 2K for years?
Right, exactly. Come on, like, share, subscribe, enjoy the stream. Look, Lauren, Lauren's always the life of the party, right? Lauren's always the huge life of the party. And apparently so is Jay Hendry. Just had to throw that just to put the one on the text up here because this is one that I missed. Adam Cole, just an unfortunate story. A huge shout out to Britt Baker. Share her support on social media. But Adam Cole, just really really unfortunate. This is something that we really kind of expected. He's dealing with a whole lot of injuries, and in a career, in a profession where your job is to take these bumps and to put your body on the line, it takes a lot out of you. They say your body is a temple. Well, when you're physically tearing down that temple day in and day out, week after week, it takes a toll. Their bodies have a time limit. And hopefully this isn't goodbye to Adam Cole. And even if it is, we will still see him. It's not like that man's just going to go away from that man is too great of a talker, to just go away, from the WWE. So that's something that I really, really just want to put out there. Devin, your thoughts on Adam Cole's the promo and his potential retirement?
I gotta say it again. No, I'm messing with you.
Oh, my bad.
Well, no, to say what I don't mean like that, but repeat what I said earlier. Like, hopefully, he gets the time, that he needs to recover, and hopefully it's not, like you said, a goodbye from the ring for good. Just, we'll see him. Like you said, he's too much of a good talker to just be, limited to just in ring use. You know,
Yeah.
I'm not trying to say he could be a manager, but I've heard he was recommended for something like that. But he's a good
Yeah.
talker though. Is what I'm trying to feed that into.
I ain't want to say he was gonna shave his head. Like I wasn't gonna go that far. He could be a manager, just
No,
not the
well, see, I
biggest.
wasn't saying he had to do all that. I wouldn't even I wouldn't go to the cosmetic part of it. I just be like, look, you probably put this guy over. You know, people will listen to you. You're Adam Cole, baby. You know, in the meantime. So we just exploring options. That's all.
We're just exploring options. Oh, cool. By the way, I'm going to SummerSlam. Look, be safe out there and have a whole lot of fun. You going to Ohio? You going to Ohio?
Oh, I thought it's in MetLife.
Oh,
New York, New Jersey, wherever it is. I don't mean it like that, whatever. I never know what New Jersey.
It is in New Jersey.
York.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, it is in New Jersey. I thought it was in Cleveland. That was probably
Damn,
last year. Was that last
Ohio,
year? Was that last year?
Yeah,
Cleveland?
yeah. Cleveland was last
Cleveland
year.
was last year. Yeah, I was like, oh man. See, now we're gonna ask Justin. We gotta see if Justin's going. If Justin's going out there, I know that's a close proximity. He's also on Twitch referring to Adam Cole. Yep, Adam Cole. Yeah, he definitely gets active. You know, Adam Cole. It's impossible to not see the man, if we could put it like that. Cole would be a great heel manager / producer. Like, yeah, Vince McMahon saw the exact same thing. Vince McMahon was like, all right, here's the thing, pal. How about we have Keith Lee? We push Keith Lee on Raw, brother. Brother. He just throws a random brother out there. You know, and it's like, yeah, he wants Adam Cole to manage them and shave his head. And that's like, bro, you already beat this man, you know, for the NXT champion. You had the NXT and you held the NXT champion and the North American champion after destroying this man. Why shave your head and why manage? You know, why manage Bearcat, Keith Lee, if we all remember that. Yeah. Look, New Jersey, yeah, 3 hours for me. That's a solid drive. That's like that Indianapolis drive, you know, the drives of Indy we took for the Royal Rumble. Look, we hope you have a whole lot of fun and we hope you are safe because we know it's crowded, we know it's packed, but man, there's nothing like a wrestling fan base, a wrestling fandom, you know, that comes together, and they're usually nice, at least from my experience. At least I can say. C Fluid says thinking that this might be some kind of illness and not an injury. Uh-oh. My man's got his thinking cap on. I like that though. He says he just wrestled this past Thursday and seemed okay after the match. I mean, yeah, but even then, I feel like I feel like with Adam Cole, with the injuries that you've had, you're definitely seeing a doctor often. You know, and it's just like, hey man, your body's wearing down. You know, you're on a time limit, buddy. You know, he could have probably woken up the next day, man, I got a flaming headache. You know, I'm not trying to wish nothing. I'm not trying to say, but like, we don't know how Adam Cole could have woken up the next day, how he wakes up after these matches or how he feels after the match. You know, he probably could have felt 10 times worse than he could have ever did. He probably got hit by a bus, you know, things of that nature. So I definitely think it could be either or. Like, I don't think you're wrong, but I just really want to pray for the man and hope everything's okay. I'm not going regular entrance. VIP ringside backstage. What?
Man, that's dope.
She said no. I'm not with you guys. She's like I'm not with you guys. I can't even see you guys.
It's like tell me be safe. I'm not even gonna be around the people.
Right? She said be safe. No, you be safe.
Common folks.
She said
no, but that's cool though. That's nice.
She said
I would hate, but I ain't got that energy to hate.
She said, Gerald. She was like, she got a limo. She got like Gerald the limo driver, just like pulling through. Like honest, but huge shout out to also Kenny Omega for still pulling out a fantastic match, even though with the injuries that he's had. John Moxley taking on Adam Page. Devin, I know you didn't watch this match.
I didn't, man. That was enough. I'm good, man. Like I said, it's too much, man. If somebody want to come after me, call me whatever, or a loser, or a dweeb, you know, that's cool, man. I like that you got words like that, because I could care less. All I wanted was a championship, a briefcase from John Moxley. That's what I look like they did. Cool. I don't need to see somebody. It just, as I was even trying to watch it, like just in the corner of my eye, I just see John Moxley just put some whatever barbed wire he trying to put in his mouth, and I know I'm good, man. Because somebody trying to do that stuff to me on a constant basis, I'm calling the police. Because shoot, you obviously don't know how to fight.
John Cena don't know how to fight.
That's all it is. If you gotta have this big old gigantic finish to your championship reign being a Texas death match, man, you don't know how to fight. Because all you want to do is pull out weapons and stuff, man. You don't know how to squabble. That's why all these hardcore matches, these dudes they don't know how to fight. Now, I know what we talking about, but I'm just saying, like, you can't just have a regular match and be in. John Cena and AJ Styles put on a 5-star match for the WWE Championship at the 2017 Royal Rumble. And do you know what they did? They never left the ring.
Good point.
So that's what I have to say about that main event. I did not watch it because I had better things to do. Me personally, man, I can't.
So what you're saying is, it wasn't great wrestling to you?
Yeah, no, it wasn't. Especially when you gotta constantly bleeding at the start of the match. People using I'm watching it and I'm just watching you. A rest hold for you is barbed wire in this man's mouth. No, that's just a barbaric call the police after a while type of stuff. You can't fight.
Did you like the entrances of Darby Allin and Brian Danielson?
See, I didn't even know that happened, and it was not necessary. Didn't I say we ain't need Darby? Because if we needed Darby, we could have used Darby. He could have been the one in this match.
I would much rather that happen.
So yeah, he could have been, like I said. That see, like I know, I ain't trying to get all upset. I know people be like, well, they don't have to do anything like WWE, but they could have some type of surprises. They hold off until like the Dynamite after All In. I know it's not like Monday Night Raw because it was like the day after that Sunday. But still, like, you ain't gotta throw all your popcorn in the bowl at once, dude. Because you see, I was already bombarded with so much barbaricness that I didn't even see that stuff. So that's on them.
You know what's great? I got through 90% of the match until I gave up, and the only time I gave up, but I still finished it. But like, I got through 90%. Because I was like, okay, this is getting out of hand. Like, this man is getting power driven through glass. He's getting drug around glass.
Who got time to watch that, man?
Like it was so much happening at once. And then when after they're just a complete bloody mess, when it seems like one person couldn't stand enough, when Jon Moxley just choked this man to death, they just get right back up. It's just like it's before the 10 count, you just get back on your feet. And then I gave up when Jon Moxley and Marina Shafir. You know what? I tried to choke this man out. Let's get the nail bed. That's what they brought out. They brought out a bed of nails, and they shoved it in the ring. And of course, Jon Moxley was the one to land on said nails. Fortunately, it didn't end up the way the bat ended, the certain bat situation ended. But at the end of the day, Jon Moxley was choked off by pretty much how we seen every other barbaric, GCW, AEW, back in the day, WWE. You throw a wrestler over the rope, off top the rope, and you have the chain around their neck, and you're pretty much just hanging them. Jon Moxley, he was ham boning, had to tap, and loses to Hangman Page. AEW is now Hangman Page, and I pray that Darby Allin gets this title away from this man within the next 3 months. I don't care to see Hangman Page with this title. Devin, you care?
I really don't, to be honest. And you know what? I usually apologize for how I feel, but I'm not. I'm not. I'm actually glad WWE did a show after this. Because as you can see, I ain't want to see this. People are complaining and stuff. Why would WWE put a show on after this? How dare they? I'm glad they did. So I can have something else to see after that. Even though I didn't watch it. I couldn't do it. It's just like I didn't watch the Young Bucks match. I can't do it. There's just some things I've experienced multiple times and just didn't have a good experience. So why would I do it again? If I touch the stove and it burned my hand, why would I keep touching that thing?
I felt like, at least for this main event, it was like a train. You ever seen a car crash on the road and you just slow down? Because you just want to, you nosy. That's how I was. That's how I was watching it. I was nosy.
I sped up watching on this one.
Sped up. Devin was like, no, I don't want to see. Devin was
Yeah, I'm like,
I
I
don't
get
want
what you mean, but I'm like for AEW, I'm like, man, I can't look at this no more. But like I said, yeah, I don't know. I wish it was Darby that was the one that could have like ended this story chapter, whatever, of Terror Briefcase Championship reign, but it wasn't. So that's why I'm just not excited to be all like, hey, Darby back, because I mean that's like Luke Skywalker coming back after Return of the Jedi or whatever.
to.
Just
I think it's funny that they think their resolution to John Moxley and all this is Hangman Page. You know that I think
I mean that's my point though. Exactly.
yeah. Will Ospreay would have been your we talked about that. We mentioned that before, but Will Ospreay is your best bet. Like Will Ospreay would have been I feel like that would have put AEW on the flip. Like I feel like that would have been the shift that we all would have felt. Hangman Page, like we popped, everybody was happy. It was a huge loud crowd because we wanted John Moxley to go. Hangman Page is never gonna get another pop like that ever. I don't think, unless he returns after whatever. So it is what it is. A limo to and from the show, a limo to and from the show. That's a fact. I can see that. I can. And any New York pay-per-view, if y'all want the hookup, let me know next time. Look. I'm sorry. Hold up. I'm not going regular entrance, VIP, ringside, backstage. That ain't in my tax bracket. That's not in my tax bracket right now. I don't think I got that. Just lying around.
He ain't even trying to at least dream big though. Like anything could happen.
Anything can happen.
He already closing the doors of opportunity, man.
If we, but I will.
You sitting next to Cardi B, man.
I'm sitting next to Cardi B, right? Yeah, exactly. Cardi B swinging on Sexy Red. Get it sexy. I'm over there dancing in the front. I'm looking like the dude passing out at NXT. It's like losing my mind. Next thing you know, a pistol will be in the match coming from
at this point. Yeah, I mean, what else can you do? I mean, they already use exploding shoes and explode. I don't know. I just, me personally, I couldn't be standing there going like, "Hey, this what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna smack you with my hand, but my hand gonna blow up." Man, what the heck we doing? I'm in the wrong business.
I do agree with that. Honestly, they did. That's okay. They did Goldberg wrong though. Let's talk about it. Let's shift over. Let's talk about it. Devin, do you really care about Randy Orton, Drew McIntyre? We already talked about Randy Orton, Drew McIntyre, Jelly Roll coming in. We don't really care about Jelly Roll. You care about the Randy Orton, Drew McIntyre match?
I mean, I'd rather see Jelly Roll and Logan Paul than Heyman and John Moxley. So that was at the moment when I actually turned my entire everything from All In to Saturday Night's Main Event. Because I just would prefer. That's how done I was, man. I'd rather see Jelly Roll than John Moxley,
which is sick, which is absolutely sick. That Jelly Roll didn't do nothing. He just swung on Logan Paul and got beat. He just got beat down.
Hey, it's better than all the stuff John Moxley been doing for the last year. So,
you're not wrong. I can't even fight that. I was gonna think about fighting it. I couldn't even fight it. Lauren, are y'all in the Discord? Not yet. I'm gonna work on that since I got to stay up a little bit. I'm gonna get started on that tonight. Or Facebook. We do have Facebook, but it's a separate fit. Well, no, we have a Hill Turn Facebook. It's just idle. So we just started adding Justin and the Notorious Dom to our personal pages. But if you got a personal page, we'll follow you. WWE basically says, "Screw your speech." That's a fact.
Yeah, I had to go to. I don't know. Wait, I'm trying to think. When did they cut him off at? Because I'm like trying to think. Because I was trying to find the rest of it, and I just couldn't. So I just gave up. So I was like, I don't. No offense. That did sound terrible. This man had his last match, and I'm like, I was trying to find his speech, but I couldn't. So I just gave up. Screw Goldberg.
I could care less about that. And let's talk about it. Because here's my
whole name.
Here's my thought process on that, and I think you might see where I'm coming from when I say it from a behind the scenes standpoint. I feel like Seth Rollins messed everything up, and not because it's his fault, but Seth Rollins gets injured in the match between him and LA Knight. His knee gives out. during the moonsault, which of course everything looks normal, but as you see from the injury with Liv Morgan, things can look normal and then you're out for months. It's just the body just works in mysterious ways. And so you see Seth Rollins going down, and I think this is really, really professional. Seth Rollins is talking to Paul Heyman, talking to Jessica Carr, LA Knight still, in character, still getting hot. Was taking forever. What's going on? Seth Rollins, hey man, I got this. I can still move. Takes the finish from LA Knight. LA Knight gets the win. However, after that, we saw 30 minutes of commercial. It's because they're making up time. We don't know how long, at least from our standpoint, we don't know how long that match between Seth Rollins and LA Knight was supposed to be. You know how much time they would have had to make up for all that? And even with that, who knows how long Bill Goldberg and Gunther was supposed to go? They had a commercial break when Gunther entered the ring. So I'm like, dang, how much time are they trying to feel? How much time are they trying to feel for all this? And then, of course, they have to end out late, and Bill Goldberg doesn't even get his speech out, which did we really care to begin with? You see where I'm coming from? I felt like at some point in time, it was like a scramble.
I mean, but see, it's always crazy when you look at stuff like that because it's like you think you almost had so much time that it's like, how did you run out of time?
Yeah.
Because it's like, it was something else I was going to think of where they're like, oh, we had to cut this short because of that. And I'm like, well, you would actually have more time. Why would you cut something if you something had to if you already had to take something out, that means you got more time, meaning that you got more time to finish on time. So I don't know. I was done. I was flabbergasted when Gunther and Goldberg had a commercial during their match. That's when I knew something was off in the universe.
Exactly. It's time. It's time. And that's one thing, at least on the production side of it, I do think it's pretty cool, but it also gives me anxiety. Because it's also like, man, how are you going to feel this? How are you going to feel this? It's like, for those that don't know, I ain't even going to go into it because that's just leading us to another topic and we need to go to sleep. So, outside of all that, Seth Rollins, I hope it's not serious. I hope it's not severe. He did have a knee problem, back in the day. For those that missed that, tried to hit a sunset flip power bomb on Kane through a table, and the knee just pretty much gave up.
I thought you was going back to with Jinder Mahal last year, like his knee problems he had leading into WrestleMania.
Yeah, even that. And then even going further, Samoa Joe wraps up Seth Rollins in a choke, lands down, and Seth Rollins kind of lands awkwardly. Samoa Joe is literally in the choke. Well, he's choking out Seth Rollins, but he's telling him, "Are you okay?" Seth Rollins goes, "I hope so." We don't even see him for weeks after that. The man is gone for weeks. For those that remember that was I forgot that was what, 2018, 2019. But it's things like that where this man has a history of it, and so I hope Seth Rollins is okay. I'm glad he was able to wrestle for this long, even with those injuries. Not saying that he's gonna just vanish, but the fact that he's able to just be this durable, even after everything that he's gone through, I think is amazing. 2019, look at that, Lauren. Look at that. He said, "Dang, they could have let it go on Peacock. They could have let it go on Peacock." Ooh, that's a good point. They are on Peacock. They definitely could have did something on Peacock. To be honest, Goldberg's Hall of Fame induction has sucked as well. Were you a fan of this Gunther Goldberg match? Were you intrigued by what Goldberg had to do?
No, because I mean, like I said, I ain't trying to say Goldberg don't deserve a last match or whatever. Me personally, I got nothing. I had no enjoyment out of it. Like I told you, it should have been Goldberg's son in there going against Gunther, and that's not like me saying he should be getting beat up and chopped up. I'm saying, look, you saying it like I'm saying it like, did you see him walking next to Goldberg? I mean, he getting up there, a couple more years, and he doing whatever he doing. Shoot, he'll be throwing. He gonna be throwing, huh?
He gonna be a wrestler.
He gonna be throwing Gunther around like he gonna be like, hey, I know you choked on my dad. This could have been a story right here. You choked on my dad on his last match. Now I'm gonna do that to you. He could be choking Gunther on his last match. That's how far I think. That's literally how this stuff got to keep going, I guess.
Yeah, but that was one of Gunther's best promos though, when he's just sitting there.
Gunther be cooking, man.
Yeah, he's always been. Yeah, he was cooking Jey Uso for months. But man,
I know Gunther was going crazy at the lunch tables back in the day.
He was going crazy at the lunch table and catering. But then again, I mean, he was quick to go in and out of catering. His matches were only like what 5 minutes, so it's like it's not like he was there long. Honestly, yep, he's in the WWE ID class, of course. Yeah, I was like, he's gonna be. And that's something about these kids, because a lot of them they're football players. Some of them will make it to the NFL, won't be a great NFL player, will dip out. You won't hear from them for about 1 or 2 years, and they're like, you know what? My dad kind of said, I'm a little athletic, I could do a backflip. It's just like let me see if I can do this wrestling stuff. Let me see if I can. Or you're like The Rock, I was broke. It's like I was broke. I had nothing to do. I'm just sitting at home. I don't know what's going on. My mom couldn't smell what I was cooking. I had to figure out what to do. C Fluid said, I wonder will his son get into wrestling after his Colorado playing days are over. He's in the WWE ID class but that's the thing though. It's gonna take a minute. We can't expect him.
Oh yeah, ain't nobody saying we need it right now. But it'd be nice to know that them seeds will be planted.
That's true. I just don't think he will be like he can't recreate what his dad did.
See, there you go. Oh, how you gonna shut him down already? He ain't even started nothing yet. We don't even know what the landscape of WWE gonna look like when he even at that spot. You know what I'm saying? It could be a bunch of Ricochet people running around. Of course, he'll probably be able to be like Goldberg then. I'm just saying. So to be trying to shoot him down now.
I'm not shooting him down. I'm just saying I don't want him to come in here and start off with the streak. I just don't want him to come out here.
He ain't got to. He'll be. I'm gonna do like you when I say Bianca Belair is like the 07 John Cena sometimes, and say he gonna be himself. He not gonna be Bill Goldberg. He not gonna do none of that. He gonna just be his son. Yeah, but that's it. Yeah. Look, I remember when he was sitting out there, he take his shirt off. He looked like Gibby from iCarly, and now he look at him now. He look like he could be a champion.
Gibby
what I mean? That's they call it evolution for a reason, man. I was like, all right,
yo, you should be ashamed of yourself.
That's how impressive it is. That's what I'm saying. Like, yo,
be ashamed of yourself. You should be ashamed of yourself. No, I'm sorry. Look at this. No. Everybody, look at this. You should be ashamed of yourself. You should be ashamed of yourself. We ain't just let that slide.
When I look up a picture of his son, when he took his shirt off in that ring back in like 2017, and you tell me he ain't look like Gibby, man. I mean, I'm just telling the truth. He don't look like that now. That's what I'm saying.
Gibby. Yo, that's crazy. Yo. Oh, sorry. Sorry. You disrespectful. You ain't.
I was like, this Goldberg's son. Like I said, look at him. Shoulders all, wide and everything. I'm like, dude, he could be beating Gunther in like 5 years. But we ain't gonna act like he wasn't looking like Gibby a couple years ago. Ain't nothing wrong with it.
You a little fat, bro. This is a kid, bro. This is a kid.
But look at him now, dude. Yeah, he is. I'm telling you, dude. He grew up, man. Bro, he's son of Goldberg now. Like, there's nothing wrong with that.
Bro,
it's evolution in fighting. You see him now. He's a tank now. He looks like a unit. So I'm just saying, like that. You saying like I'm clowning him? I'm just saying. I'm just saying what came to mind when I first heard about the back in. Look, we talk about my mind in 2017. Okay.
I'm sorry. Okay, I'm done.
But like I said, I'm only doing this now because if you saw him tonight, the first thing that came to my mind was like, yo, this is actually pretty cool that you're walking with him in his last match. I'm like, imagine he walking out with you in your match. That's me. I'm constantly thinking of the next story. Maybe I should be a writer. I don't know.
Maybe I should be a writer. Lord even says, even Scott Steiner's son is in the WWE ID class. I do remember seeing that because I was like, what? Because Braun Breaker posted next to him, and I was like, oh my goodness. I was like, this is the next bloodline.
They're doing that math.
Man, I'm telling you, the new bloodline, new and improved bloodline. He says, damn, so are you saying that he'll be the Bronny James of WWE? No.
That's Dominic.
No, we ain't doing that. We ain't doing that to Dominic.
I mean, granted, they was. I can't even get it out. They was teaming at the same time. I mean, that's the same dynamic.
They were
being on the same team with your dad. You feel don't say that.
You don't want to. No, not only was it the same dynamic, it kind of was that. It kind of was
I
that in
was
the
like, wait a
beginning.
minute. I'm like, you don't want to dominate the stereotype of trajectory for Bronny. I'm not saying it's gonna be the same, but think about it. Like he go off, we be like, man, how Bronny gonna live up to be like his dad? And he just find a way to, be his own thing. He dirty Bronny James or something. He get a little mustache. That's all he do.
Yeah, honestly, I talk about Gage
He need
Goldberg.
that.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like it's just up in the air. It's a huge question mark. But I don't think he'll be like a Rey Mysterio. I don't think he'll come out with that pull like Rey Mysterio. He'll definitely have that Scott Steiner. He'll have that not Scott Steiner. He'll have that Braun Breaker hype to him. Like we found out Braun Breaker was a Steiner. We was like, okay,
Man,
like this.
look, he already got the tattoo like Goldberg.
Yeah, it's like he got the tattoo of gold. He got the tattoo like gold. Now, if he walk in bald headed, he's looking like a better version of like the Rock's Mark Kerr. Like he looks like a better version of him. And then okay, we might have something there. But if he comes in there like he is now, you are jacked, but you just look like a bigger hook. You just look like the bigger hook. So it's like it is what it is.
I guess after seeing stuff like Creed 2, you just always will be like, dang, that'd be crazy to see his son go against his son one day. And I don't
yeah. No, that's true. Honestly, that's true. And we're seeing it. We keep seeing it in real time. Zilla is coming as well. Oh, yeah, Zilla's coming. Zilla needs to stop posting for the Houston Texans. I don't know how he got that hookup. Him and the Texans. He just be on their page all the time. And then on top of that, of course, he's, in one of the best wrestling families of all time. Right up there with the Harts. And I think we can say that. I say Gage, Scott Steiner, and Breaker from a team. Ooh, I do like that. A newer legacy. I do think it'll be pretty cool.
They got Mark Henry's son coming up. I mean, like it's
Mark Henry's son. Yep, Mark Henry's son. Exactly. He gonna be with his What's our version of an old lady? Who's our old lady? Who is he gonna get with? And then gonna have them birth a hand. Let me see.
Chelsea. I'm just kidding.
Chelsea.
I don't know.
We don't have an older lady.
I don't know. I kind of think we passed that now. When you think about it, we kind of know. We kind of know our limits now in society.
Yeah, that's true. I would hope so, at least. Whoop Alundra Blaze. We have a role for you, Alundra. Sorry to tell you. I can't wait for Spike versus Spike. Ooh, I do like that, though. Speaking of Spike versus Spike, I mean, Solo Sikoa did get the win over Big Jim. And
yeah, like Fuse.
As unfortunate as it was, we did see him Fuse. We did see Jacob Fatu. And did you say Trish? We can't do Trish. We can't do Auntie Trish like that. I don't want to put Auntie Trish in that position. Victoria, I'd probably put in that position. It's like Victoria. I seen her kiss a tarantula on TNA, and that wasn't purposely. So it is what it is. I know Devin was watching that religiously, but
look,
you said what? Sorry.
Well, I've always had nothing but great things to say about Victoria. You know what I mean?
She looked amazing.
At the Royal Rumble. Like, where that Hall of Fame at, man?
She looked absolutely stunning.
I'm saying that it's needed to be, what's the word I want to say? I can't think of it, so I'm not even gonna hold you.
I ain't even gonna think about it. I ain't even gonna hold you. But even with the SmackDown, Saturday Night Main Event, anything that stuck out to you crazily, since we just pretty much ran through the injury and the main event and pretty much everything that went on? Anything that stuck out to you?
I want to say not really at all, besides them trying to forward Jade Cargill and Naomi's issues, I guess. And Bianca Belair popped out, and then they cut to a commercial. So I thought they did Bianca Belair dirty too, but it is what it is. They did. So no, I mean, besides Goldberg's retired, last match, that's all. It was a glorified house show.
Glorified house show is insane. I mean, I would have called it like like a special, like a SmackDown special.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I love that they're keeping up this tradition again of Saturday Night's Main Event. I always liked them when they were doing them. When I was a child, like I was there for the '80s one. But when I was seeing them, and I would see John Cena teaming up with like Rey Mysterio for no reason. I mean, Triple H, they go against Rey Mysterio. I'm like, you'll never see this besides here. So shout out to them for bringing back the glorified house show.
Yeah, and they have fun, and they should have a whole lot of fun doing it. As they should. Did you guys ever see her? Ever go to her restaurant when it was here in Chicago? No, I did not. And since I see the term, since I see it says was past tense, I'm afraid I'm not here anymore. So, if it was, I would have gone there tomorrow, like in a heartbeat, because I need to definitely find out where a lot of our wrestling spots are. But look, we done ran through 3 shows in the PLEs and pay-per-views. Devin, is there anything you want to say before we close this show out?
There is, but my AirPods have died, so I don't know how this is coming through. So I had to turn. Okay, I turned down the laptop so that we wouldn't get no feedback or whatever. But I'm not gonna hold you guys too long because I'm surprised I'm even still here in this state. So I figured this was a very convoluted Saturday of wrestling with a Great American Bash All In from AEW and Saturday night's main event. Well, I am getting attacked towards the end of the show, but Evolution tomorrow. Like we said, not thinking it's gonna be the same hype and fire that the first one had. But I mean, at the same time, we'll see how these, I'm mostly interested in who's going to win that Battle Royal match. Hopefully it's not Nikki Bella. So that's what I'm holding on to for tomorrow. I'm going to hand it back over to the number 1 hater in the nation. See, look at that. He made it seem like I'll be like, Isaiah State, he a loser. Nobody care about him. Why would somebody be named Izzy anyway? But no, I just say he a number 1 hater in the nation. And I think it's a valid, sense of recognition for him. So, yes, we hand it back over to Isaiah Jackson Jr. Bye.
That sounds like a lot of hate there. I don't know. It's a lot of hate there. Great show as always, gentlemen. Oh, appreciate you, Mr. C Fluid. Now that you got your name back. Now that we know who you are officially. Man, definitely appreciate you. Yeah, we gotta get the move on. Long day tomorrow. We got to get back to work. We got to get back into gear. So thank you guys from Lauren, C Fluid, of course, the Circle of Debate Brothers. Like, share, subscribe to them. They're going to be live for Evolution tomorrow. Be on the lookout for that. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And of course, we'll see you guys.